This round trades knives and grocery aisles for pure balance, and it might be the most physically nerve-wracking challenge this channel has run yet. The task is simple to describe and brutally hard to execute. Jump with both feet together from the ground onto a narrow metal post, and hold that position without falling for a full 5 seconds. 1 foot landing does not count, wobbling off before the timer runs out does not count, only a clean, controlled landing held steady for the entire 5 seconds earns the win, worth a genuinely serious 2 million dong this time around. Fail across all 3 attempts, and it is 50 push-ups to close out the round. What immediately jumps out watching this one is just how unforgiving the physics are. A narrow metal post gives almost no surface area to work with, and landing with both feet at once means there is no natural way to catch your balance the way you might instinctively do with a single foot landing first. You can watch players size up the jump for a solid few seconds before committing, visibly calculating distance and angle, because a jump that is even slightly too short or too long basically guarantees an immediate fall. That hesitation before every attempt says a lot about how seriously the players are taking a challenge that looks almost harmless on camera but clearly does not feel that way standing right in front of it. Once the actual jumps start, the tension escalates fast. Some players land clean and then spend the entire 5-second count fighting visibly to stay upright, arms out, knees bent, micro-adjusting constantly just to avoid toppling off at the very last second. Watching someone hold an unstable landing together purely through raw core strength and stubborn willpower, right up until the timer finally clears, is one of those small physical victories that hits harder than it probably should. Other attempts go the opposite direction entirely, a clean enough landing followed by an almost immediate loss of balance, sending the player tumbling off to laughter and groans from everyone else waiting their turn. 3 attempts per person sounds like a reasonable cushion, but you can see the pressure build with each miss, because burning through all 3 chances without a single successful hold means accepting the push-up penalty with basically no fallback option left. By the closing stretch, when someone finally nails a clean landing and survives the full 5 count, the reaction from the group is immediate and completely genuine, real relief and celebration for a physical feat that every single person watching just spent the last few minutes realizing is a lot harder than it looks. There is a nice underlying lesson buried in a challenge this simple too. Raw athleticism alone does not guarantee success here. Plenty of visibly fit players still slip off within a second of landing, while a more careful, controlled approach often outperforms pure explosive jumping ability. That mix of genuine physical risk and unpredictable outcomes, hinging entirely on balance rather than strength or speed, is exactly why a stripped-down challenge like this one keeps generating real, unscripted tension every single time someone lines up for their jump. It is also worth pointing out how differently each player approaches the exact same jump. A couple of them treat it almost like a long jump, sprinting a short run-up before launching, while others plant their feet and go for a short, controlled hop straight up and onto the post instead. Neither approach is clearly superior, and watching that variety of technique play out across 3 separate attempts per person, each one adjusting their strategy based on what just failed for the last player, adds a surprising amount of depth to what looks at first glance like a completely straightforward physical stunt.